Silence envelops the room, punctuated only by the gentle rhythm of Mr. Whiskers' breathing. A shaft of sunlight filters through a gap in the curtains, casting an ethereal glow that seems to weave a cocoon of stillness around his sleeping form. In the realm of the mundane, time ticks by sedately, measured by the stately procession of shadows across the floor. But suddenly, the laws of this quiet world are suspended. Mr. Whiskers' fur bristles with the silent electricity of potential. His muscles coil with pent-up otherworldly energy. His eyes, once veiled by the softest slumber, now flicker open, gleaming with a curious fire that transcends the ordinary. They are twin pools reflecting distant, unseen stars, a gateway to the inscrutable vastness of space where the quantum threads of existence intertwine in a cosmic tapestry. Then, in an astonishing maelstrom of motion, he explodes into action. Like a star being born from the chaotic embrace of the cosmos, Mr. Whiskers bursts forth, an elegant paragon of precision and unpredictability, epitomizing the duality of particles that dance on the edge of reality. His trajectory seems to defy physics, a parabolic arc that enters the realm of the impossible, where he is simultaneously aloft and grounded, here and elsewhere, an avatar of Schrodinger's seminal quandary. With each bound, he seems to slip through the cracks of the universal constants, pouncing on probabilities, swiping at entangled possibilities that play in dimensions beyond our perception. His claws skitter and scramble against the grain of the temporal, weaving in and out of sync with the vibrating strings that underlie all matter and thought. What we witness in this performance is not mere play, but a potential peek behind the quantum veil, a feline maestro conducting a symphony of uncertainty and superposition. The crescendo of this quantum tantrum unravels the very fabric of what we know, stretching it into new, exotic shapes. Consider for a moment the extraordinary possibility. Every twist of Mr. Whiskers' tail, every sudden charge through empty space, may be his way of navigating the lattice of energies that crisscross the void, toying with the flickering bits of reality as they phase in and out of existence. What secrets could he perceive within the subatomic ballet that eludes our human senses? As Mr. Whiskers finally comes to a gentle rest, the electric charge of his cosmic caper dissipates into the air, leaving behind a whisper of something grand, a tantalizing glimpse that our world, so seemingly solid and linear, is but a shadow cast by a far stranger and more luminous truth. Join us on this journey through the looking glass, where every purr and pounce invites us to question the fabric of existence and discover the universe's deepest wonders hidden within a cat's playful pounce. Imagine, if you will, a world where the very fibers of reality weave themselves into an intricate tapestry of mystery and contradiction. Within this domain, the tiniest constituents of matter conspire to bewilder and bedazzle, engaging in behaviors that challenge the very core of classical sensibility. This is the world of quantum mechanics, a realm where particles cavort with possibilities and where the laws that govern the visible universe seem curiously, humorously, and quite spectacularly suspended. Enter the curious world of quantum superposition, a concept so bewilderingly fantastical it might have been concocted during a mad tea party. At the quantum level, particles exist in a smorgasbord of states concurrently, harmonizing an exotic symphony of could-bes, until the meddlesome act of observation coerces them into a single is. Now witness the domestic feline, a creature so enigmatic, so deeply entrenched in its own quirky dimension, it could very well serve as the poster child for quantum idiosyncrasy. Oh, marauding Moggy, what quantum machinations prompt thee to dart with abrupt madness, to vault from slumber's gentle clutches to the ceiling-bound heights of aerial acrobatics with nary a warning? Is there perhaps an unseen quantum flux that ignites beneath your paws, a wild flicker of entangled energy fields igniting the blue touch paper of your zoomies? And what of your obsession, dear kitty, with the improbable contortionism that sees your lithe form defying the geometry of space as you curl and compact into boxes of ludicrous dimensions? To the human mind, it seems a feat as impossible as stuffing an elephant into a teapot. And yet, there you sit, smirking from within your cardboard empire, your very being a masterclass in spatial anomaly. Could it be that you, feline friend, perceive the weave of quantum superposition, the malleable fabric of reality itself, and with your penchant for confined nooks, poke fun at the notion of fixed locality? Consider then the quantum mystery of entanglement, particles entwined in an intimate cosmic dance, where action upon one echoes instantaneously in its distant twin, a phenomenon that transcends the pedestrian pace of light speed. Observe your cat's fixed, entranced gaze, her eyes locked onto an unseen entity, her whiskers twitching with the silent music of the universe, hinting at an ability to tap into the invisible web of entangled waves and particles, witnessing the subtle language of the cosmos that we mere mortals are deaf to. Cats, those Zen masters of nonchalance and arbiters of inscrutable wisdom, seem to stride with ease through the quantum realm. They leap with apparent knowledge of quantum tunneling, where particles traverse impenetrable barriers, and slumber with the dismissive air of beings for whom time is not a linear track, but a shimmering pool to be sipped at leisure. What if, behind those beguiling vertical pupils, lies the wisdom of the multiverse? A whimsical and yet somehow earnest contemplation that challenges us to envision our four-legged companions not as mere pets, but as the ultimate quantum connoisseurs, navigating through life's probabilistic fog with an unabashed flair and a fine-tuned sense of the stupendously impossible. So the next time you catch Mr. Whiskers' mid-daredevil leap, paw suspended in mischievous trajectory or curled up in a Fibonacci spiral within an undersized vase, ask yourself whether you're witnessing mere caprice or a sly nod to the enigmatic quantum circus that lies beneath the veneer of the world we think we know. And in that shared moment of ponderous inquiry, as you're wrapped in the warm embrace of your feline's ironically wise gaze, allow the seeds of quantum wonderment to sprout in the fertile soil of imagination, watered by the inscrutable antics of your cryptic, quantumly inclined companion. Traverse the time-worn tapestry of human history, and at its most enigmatic junctures there weaves the ineffable presence of cats. As if plucked from the stuff of dreams, these furred enigmas have padded softly through the corridors of antiquity, leaving their paw prints upon the storied canvas of mankind's heritage. Royal confidants, spectral muses, cloistered monks in fur-bound habit, the quintessential avatars of mystique. Behold, ancient Egypt, where the reverberation of temple bells heralded these quadrupedal deities. Resplendent were they in their sanctified stature, exalted in bas-relief, with eyes alight with an otherworldly penchant for the ethereal. With a stature rivaling the most venerated pharaohs, they sat embroidered in gold, their collars bejeweled, their divinity unquestioned. Their mandate was robust, ordained not just to escort the chittering vermin to their demise, but to chaperone souls to celestial shores with a navigational prowess that far exceeded any sextant or chart. Yet drag the skein of history's yarn forward into the dog-eared pages of medieval Europe and witness the calamitous metamorphosis of the cat's reputation. No longer a cherished feline paragon, but a harbinger of the occult, a vessel for the black arts, regarded with wary eye and a well-tossed warding gesture. To consort with a cat was to court the devil himself, to invite the spectral hand of misfortune to spin one's fate. They garnered ire and suspicion with every moonlit prowl and eldritch meow, casting shadows of superstition that yet linger like cobwebs in the folkloric nooks of modernity. Amidst this fantasia of reverence and revile, science unfurls its own curious cat tale, framed in the intellectual fabric of quantum mechanics. the discipline that dares to slice the apple of reality with the scalpel of the subatomic. Here enters Schrodinger's cat, an allegorical feline forever sequestered in its box, an unwitting volunteer in a bizarre quantum tontine. Is it alive? Is it deceased? Until we dare to peer within its unassuming casket, the creature dwells in a limbo of both and neither, a paradoxical purgatory that resonates with the probabilistic heartbeat of atomic uncertainties. Might it be that this seemingly cruel conjuration echoes a truth broader than its philosophical confines? Do our feline companions, perched zen-like upon the mantle or executing a rousing rendition of the Midnight Crazy's registered trademark, possess an uncanny receptor for the quantum spooky action that baffles even the sturdiest minds? Are their abrupt antics not just whimsy, but a visual sonnet to the particles that play cosmic hide-and-seek throughout the entire universe? Their unruffled ease in the face of their own airborne acrobatics, the sudden intent with which they stare into the blank expanse of a wall, may hint at a deeper, visceral grasp of the world beyond our measurement. Do those innocently twitching whiskers detect the subtle nuance of entangled states, each cosmic twitch a sonar ping into the depths of the quantum sea? Consider their well-documented penchant for quantum boxiness. What compels this brazen disregard for spatial congruity as they contort into containers with geometric parameters that flummox the keenest minds? Might it be a sly commentary on the fluidity of space, a corporeal mimicry of particles that exist in many places at once, a velvet-clad jest at the expense of our painfully Newtonian constraints? For as we bemusedly observe our feline friends, we are beckoned to wonder, could it be that within the seemingly impromptu play lies an orchestration of the quantum spectrum, a dance tuned to the very frequency of creation itself? As they serenade the unseen with an ear twitch here, a peculiar prance there, are they the swans of the Higgs field, wading through the substrates of existence where our earthly sensibilities fear to tread? Yes, these purveyors of purrs and prophets of prance may be the living link to the quantum quandaries that lie curled up within the heart of existence. And as we sit with a chuckle perched upon our lips, peering into their eyes, as deep and as fathomless as the vacuum of space itself, we teeter on the precipice of the ultimate jest. They know something we don't. Perhaps the next time we witness our cats seemingly swatting at phantoms or performing anti-gravitational leaps of mystifying origins, we'll pause and consider, albeit with a chuckle, that we might be audience to a quantum pantomime, and our cats, the consummate conductors at the enigmatic junction of science, spirituality, and the sublime absurdity of existence. Envision, if you will, the domestic domain transmuted into a clandestine laboratory, where each velvet-padded step becomes an experiment in the making. Amid this familiar backdrop, our resident quantum physicists, cloaked not in lab coats, but in fur luxurious enough to make Schrodinger's hypothetical cat purr with envy, play out the enigmatic dance of the observer effect right before our very eyes. Take Mr. Tiddles, a feline subject of such fascinating prowess that to merely call his actions antics would be a gross underestimation of his quantum acrobatic flair. There he sits, a poised parcel of pent-up momentum, quivering with the kinetic potential that only a meticulously preened bundle of carnivorous cunning can muster. Like a capacitor charged with psionic energy, he readies himself for a leap of faith into the gaping abyss of the living room, or so it seems. For just as our calculating gaze completes its lock-on trajectory, rendering us peeping toms within Mr. Tiddle's quantum realm, something extraordinary transpires. His muscles, previously coiled like springs awaiting release, suddenly decelerate to a comical halt, leaving him hovering in an impossible blend of kinetic and potential energies, a physics-defying spectacle akin to a hovercraft piloted by the Cheshire Cat himself. Has our bemused observation exerted a Newtonian force field of unexpected counteraction? Or has Mr. Tiddles, with quantum cunning, reshaped the wave function of his world with a single, whisker-twitching thought? As if aware of the collapsing probability waves hinging upon the simple act of witnessing, the cat's routine transforms into a humorous hiatus, a pirouette suspended between being and non-being. It is precisely this dance, a swift somersault into the absurd, that invites ponderance as our keystone of reality is chiseled away by little cat paws armed with the hammers of hilarity and the chisels of charm. Herein lies the crux. The observer's presence serves as a fulcrum upon which the balance of quantum states teeters. The cat's behavior, once autonomous and unhindered by external scrutiny, now shapeshifts into an expression of quantum decoherence. This phenomenon, let's call it the feline visibility effect for the sake of whimsy, dwarfs our everyday understanding of how furry little bodies should navigate the ordinary world. Is there not a touch of the quantum jester in the way a cat reshapes its own chosen reality, aware of us, aware of itself, aware of a sudden shift in the cosmic rulebook? Further still, these purveyors of the unpredictable seem to tap into ghostly occurrences unbeknownst to human senses. Their sudden sideways leaps, airborne sprints and frenetic fixations with the seemingly mundane facades of our household walls. Do they not echo the movements of subatomic particles whose positions and velocities remain indeterminate until they are not? We, the human observers, in a spectacle where every act of attention is an intrusion, need to wield our measurement devices, our eyes so doggedly deterministic with a touch of caution and a dash of delight. For in watching, we unwittingly sculpt reality from the cosmic clay. Our cats challenge us to expand our scientific lexicon, to bind such concepts as entangled particles, coherence and quantum superposition with visceral experiences that trod the boundary between the conceivable and the surreal. This Kabbalistic interplay between cat and observer may all be couched in humorous hypotheticals, jests to evoke a chuckle or a shake of the head, yet it veils a sliver of a much grander query. In the twilight theatre of whiskers, paws and playful leaps, are we bystanders or are we participants in an extraordinary revelation of nature's deepest secrets? For it might just be that in the heart of your cat's disarming gaze lies the unrestrained joy of quantum mechanics laid bare, a message whispered amidst purrs and mischief, inviting us to ponder whether their antics are not just quantum tantrums, but a furtive lesson in the artistry of existence itself, enunciated with every mischievous pounce and impromptu intermission beneath the empirical spotlight of our amused and astonished lives. In the quietude of your living room, there sits, curled in a sunbeam's embrace, an archetypal companion of humankind, your cat, whose tempestuous leaps and sudden sprints seem at once an art form and a riddle wrapped in a mystery. But dear observer, in this tableau of tranquility and whimsy, might we be witnessing a creature not merely in repose, but instead in solemn conference with the very essence of the universe? Indulge the imagination as we cast an eye towards the curiosities of quantum mechanics, where particles pop in and out of existence, much like a cat's erratic darts from beneath the sofa to the kitchen counter. They festoon the quantum realm with their mercurial presences, invoking notions like superposition and entanglement, concepts so abstract and ghostly, one might think them conceived in the same fanciful breath as unicorn whispers and fairy dreams. Let us venture to suggest that the common house cat, in its eminent inscrutability, possesses an uncanny connection to these phenomena, a connection so visceral and unfathomable that it stirs a mixture of chuckles and awe-stricken silence. With a flick of its tail, might a cat not be chasing merely the shadows cast by photons, but the very particles themselves, plucking the strings of reality in a cosmic harp solo that reverberates through the dimensions? Behold the seemingly inexplicable act of a cat chasing its invisible quarry. Is this mere play, or a creature in tune with the vibrations of the universe, those delicate oscillating cadences that the basest human instruments can scarcely detect? Might it be that these sly sovereigns of the sofa are attuned to the symphony of dark matter, or grappling with gravitons in their unending game of pounce and purr? And when they direct their gaze upon the barrenness of a white wall, void of the merest hint of interest to the human eye, what wonders might their keen vision discern? Are they perceiving interdimensional rifts, or peering into the probability clouds where quarks cavort and leptons leap? Their sudden focus, an enigmatic meditation, could indeed be the cat's communion with subatomic seances, leaving scholars in the sobering dust of what might be the grandest feline farce of all time. Consider the hallowed catnap, where our furred philosophers traverse the dreamlands. While we attribute their twitching ears and fluttering eyes to the chasing of ethereal mice, could they in fact be closing the circuits of consciousness across parallel universes, tendering their awareness for a brief dance with quantum entanglement? There, in the intangible latticework of reality, their dream visions could be as tangible as the keyboard beneath your fingertips, turning our logic upon its head in a somersault of cosmic proportions. Amplify this reverie with theories that suggest consciousness pervades all things, a unifying quantum field, perhaps, that entangles cat, human, and cosmos in an elaborate vibrational web. From this springboard, our feline friend's penchant for sudden attentiveness could be a knowing manipulation of energy fields, a paw dipped in the eternal flux, swirling vortexes of force that we, in our ignorance, dismiss as a frivolous preoccupation with nothing. Therein lies the enigma. Is your cat's unconventional obsession with alternate realms of reality not just a humorous accident of nature, but an orchestrated pantomime, a display of quantum mastery clothed in fur, a subtle nod to humans that we're not the only ones privy to nature's grand comedic opera? In this opulent opera of oscillating quantum fields, our feline maestros preside with indolent grace, their every twitch and caprice a brushstroke on the canvas of our wonderment. Their silent stares at empty spaces and their paws that bat the unseen are not merely for our amusement. They could be the gestures of an exquisite transcendental ballet whose choreography is guided by the invisible hands of subatomic particles. Let us embrace the possibility that in their wakeful tedium and nocturnal marauding, cats are privy to a layer of reality uncluttered by our mundane filters. Cat owners, take note, the next swat at a fluttering curtain or intense scrutiny of a silent corner could very well be a lecture in quantum physics delivered by the most unassuming professors of all. While we juggle the notions of amazement and mirth, there lurks the tantalizing chance that we stand on the dawning edge of an ontological revolution, with cats as our transcendental torchbearers. So the next time your feline's eyes lock onto the unseen, the next pounce at an apparition of air, pause to celebrate the humor and hug the mystery close. For within your living room may flutter the veiled nuances of realities far deeper and more curious than ever our human senses dared to dream. As we draw the curtains on our cosmic voyage through the frolicsome exploits of our feline friends, it's hard not to ponder their place in the quantum landscape. At Sage Snippets, we chase after these beguiling questions, forever in pursuit of that delectable intersection where science meets the spirit and ordinary life waltzes with the extraordinary. Could it be that our cats, in their inscrutable wisdom, are privy to the secrets of the universe, using their ninth life to frolic in the fields of quantum phenomena? Are those midnight zoomies a burst of pent-up cosmic energy, a need to stretch not just their limbs, but the fabric of space-time itself? At Sage Snippets, we believe that every whisker twinge and laser pointer chase might just hold the key to unspoken riddles, and we're eager to unravel these mysteries with you. So the next time you find yourself confounded by your kitty's capricious escapades, consider sharing your story with us. Could there be more to those gravity-defying leaps from countertops, or their sudden intense inspection of a seemingly blank wall? Who knows, your feline might just be defying more than just your attempts at interior decorating, scratching at the mysteries of quantum states rather than your favorite armchair. As we conclude this episode at Sage Snippets, consider this a cordial summoning to muse along with us in the comments below about the plausibilities where quantum realms and cat realms converge. Have you ever observed behaviors in your cat that defy explanation, that tickle your curiosity just as a feather toy tantalizes their hunter's instincts? Before you go, let's end on a little quantum joke to lighten the atoms in the room. Why don't quantum physicists joke about cats? Because they can't be certain how many lives are left in the punchline. Thank you for joining us at Sage Snippets, where we peel back the layers of the known, eager to discover what lies beneath. Don't forget to subscribe to continue on this journey of enlightenment and exploration, and hit that like button as a token of companionship on our quest for knowledge. Until next time, keep an eye on your cosmic companion, be they furred or not. And remember, the universe is not just vast and wondrous, it's also right at home, nestled in the corner of your couch, purring at the quantum quirks of existence.